that helped a lot. But you know, the thing that we're emphasizing now, like let's say Drew takes the first rack of plays, like get with those guys, with you grab the iPad and go talk to HUD, go talk to Pena, go talk to Devontae, and then the other guys that have been here, but like just to get that chemistry of what they're seeing and why. Drew will put little cut-ups together in the downtime to kind of watch a few things. So it's been an accelerated rate. Like those guys have played a lot of football, so they're at a higher starting point than most. But just the lingo and what Drew's seeing, what they're seeing, like that stuff is just daily deposits on the chemistry part of it. So it's been good.
What do you? Have there been aha moments where you go, yeah, they're jiving?
Oh yeah, plenty. Yeah, plenty. Even today, like. Where you typically see it in the pass game is like the anticipation throws, the ball's up before they break, and it links up in the right spot. Like that's a nice little check as a coach. Okay, we're on the same page, and more importantly, they're on the same page. Because sometimes it's gray, you know what I mean? And you have to go through some of the bumps and bruises of camp where we throw it high and he shapes it down, and they talk about it, and then you see it the next day where they connect on it. Like you see little glimpses of that each and every day, and they're starting to compound a little bit more.
With the schedule,
that makes sense.
It does make sense. With the schedule out of the box, there's going to be an opportunity for the on-the-field ramp up with those things too, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, then you got to get in and have the live bullets, so to speak, and it'll be no different than practice. Like game 1 to 2 to 3, that continues to build, and you learn lessons along the way as a team, and that chemistry continues to grow. There's no doubt about it.
How do things feel overall at this point in camp in the second year with Andy and what you guys have been able to build on from last year?
I think there's just a cohesion, no different than we talked about like Drew and the receivers, like us as an offensive staff, the chemistry we have, how we like to do things, feeling comfortable to bring stuff up. We're a very tight-knit offensive staff, and I think that helps because everyone feels empowered to voice their opinion and come out on the same page no matter which way it goes. And we're just starting so much further ahead in terms of terminology and our offensive identity and what we like to do. So that part's been really fun. Fall camp kind of feels like a continuation of last year versus a starting point this time last year. So that part's been awesome.
You mentioned Drew has better eating habits. I know at Big Ten Media Days, Nick Dawkins said that he's going on a cooking venture. Has he discussed any of that with you?
Yeah, so he'll send me pictures of like pretty average looking pasta, but he's very proud that he made it, or he grilled his own steak, you know what I mean? I will take credit for introducing him to asparagus. Had him over and he liked it. I think that was like the second vegetable that he ever liked.
When was that?
That was about a year ago.
Okay.
So I'm not taking credit for his cooking skills, but I get pictures sent and they're fine. They're good looking.
Why do you think he started trying to cook more, even if it is just
He's
pasta?
broadening his horizons, I guess, and he thinks it tastes good, and I'm proud of him for doing it. You know what I mean? I told him he's cooking next time I have him over.
The transfer wide receivers you brought in are all seniors, 4th, 5th, even 6th-year guys. Dinkins is a 5th-year guy at tight end. What does it do not only for Drew, but also for, when you have an ongoing backup battle with 2 young guys who don't have a lot of experience?
I tell them all the time, like, a lot of those guys have played, 1,000+ plays. Like, there's a lot of wisdom in that. Like, we work our tail off in here and in the classroom and on the practice field, but there's no substitute for those live reps. So, like, be a sponge with those guys, too, as much as they are with Drew. Like, I tell them, like, for 2 young, talented quarterbacks, which they both are, you have so many really cool resources. All the technology we have, all the coaches, but the players, like, how they see things and things that they've experienced. Like, what a blessing to have that around every day before you've played and just to soak up and listen to them because there's a lot of wisdom there.
2 more.
Danny, I'm sorry. I imagine you've been asked about the QB2 battle quite a bit, but what in your mind do you see as the projected differentiating factor? Because Grunkemeyer and Smolik are pretty similar in terms of the way they play quarterback. So what really is that difference maker for you in your mind?
I think anytime there's a battle, whether it's a 1 job or in this case a 2 job, it's consistency. Like, I tell them all the time, like, it's not going to be perfect. Like, Drew's day-to-day wasn't perfect, and he's played however many games he's played. It's about, can you learn from a past mistake and not make it again? And there's going to be a new one the next day. There's going to be things that happen, but if we can learn and continue to stack, it's consistency. Like, we talk in our building all the time about, like, being consistently really good is better than occasionally great. So you think about for a 2 job, like, God forbid something happens, whatever the situation, you can't afford to have a bunch of this. You need a consistent, reliable guy. And that's playing within yourself and knowing, that's the art form of it, right? Of like, when to take the chance or when to take the shot and when to check the ball down, what's the situation, and there's no substitute for that other than just practice reps. So that's the consistent message they're both getting, is who's the most consistent guy every day, knowing it won't be perfect.
Good.
Can you tell me about Marques and how you two work together, especially?
Hagans?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially as he has all these new guys.
Yeah, we're very close just in general as people, and former quarterback himself. More athletic quarterback than I was back in the day, but
He was an ACC Rookie of the Year.
that's right. You said that. Don't quote me on that. But it's an open door there. Like, he's across the hall. Like, hey, we get this coverage. Here's what we're saying. Just the finer details, right? Being an extension of that for those guys. I just think him having that background, he kind of sees it from a quarterback's lens, which makes it really cool. For like being in the right spot is fine, but we got to do it on time and within a progression. So that makes it really easy. And you know, what a great guy in general as a human.
Cool. Thanks,
Talk to.
Danny.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
Awesome. Thank y'all.